Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Keep in mind that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule, okay? So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. We're starting off with the energy of the Page of Swords, okay? In the Page of Swords energy here, this is action. This is possibly some kind of action taking place in your life or around you. You may be aware of this. You may not be aware of this. But this is action taking place collective. This could be chatter. This could be some kind of gossip I'm picking up. Maybe some kind of gossip taking place around you as well, collective, that you may be aware of and you may not, or you may not be aware of. So this could be something at work. This could be something in a community. Maybe there's something going on, something in someone's life. Someone could be having a new baby. If so, congratulations. Okay. Or there could be some kind of affair. I'm picking up office affair going on. Okay. There could be chatter around the office, or if you don't work in the office setting, around your job, period. It could be rumors circulating about someone having an affair. So maybe someone is expecting a child, or this is about someone having an affair, or this could be both. So put it where it resonates. This could be your story or someone around you, okay? There's a lot of chatter because the person who is part of this rumor is someone who is known to be an authority figure. It could be a supervisor, someone in management. Maybe there's a rumor going around that someone's having an affair. Someone could be married having an affair. Or this is someone who is known to be very private with their life and their business. But the idea that, everyone knows, that this authority figure, this supervisor or this manager could be possibly expecting a child by an employee. Yeah, it's coming through very clearly here. Maybe there's been an affair. I'm picking up one of the parties are married. The other one just may be connected to someone else. Okay, maybe in a relationship. But one of these people are married to someone, and the other one is in a supposed to be committed relationship, and so they could have been having an affair behind each other's spouse's back. But it's very shocking because the person who's involved could be a supervisor, a manager, a CEO, a business owner, someone who's in authority, some kind of leader. Okay, you could work in a plant or a factory as well. You could work in a restaurant. You could do housekeeping work as well. You could work in servicing, some kind of people service, customer service. Okay, but either way, yeah, this information here, as you see at the bottom up under that chair, there's a cup and it's turned upside down. This person who's expecting this child or having this rumor being revealed about them, they're not satisfied. As I explained, this is someone who is an authority figure, or they are looked at and respected like a leader. This could be someone even in a family setting who everyone looks up to, everyone respects, have a certain respect and admiration for an aunt, an uncle, an older sibling. But either way, the idea that what they have been doing behind closed doors is out on the open. They've been trying to hide it, for so long. But now, as you see, the liquid is spilling out of this cup. This is things being revealed. This is the chatter. The liquid coming out of this cup here is the chatter and the gossip and people finding out what's been going on. Okay. So both are in a relationship. One is married, one is not. I'm picking up that one of these people may end up going through a separation or possibly a divorce because of this affair or pregnancy. So this could be one or the other or both situations going on at the same time, okay? And so with the Death card in the upright, the idea that things are being revealed, Spirit is saying that it was time for it to be revealed. And also pertaining to one of these people, this is real different. Even though they were having an affair and cheating on their spouses, one of these people are in a connection that needs to end, Spirit is saying. So with the death card in the upright, not saying that it's okay to cheat or lie or have an affair. Spirit is saying the whole idea of it being revealed and coming to the forefront is pivoting their spouse to go ahead and leave the connection, to go ahead and be in agreement with moving forward. One of these two people who are having this affair is in a connection prior to them having this affair that has been needing to end for a very long time. So they may be embarrassed about their business being out in the open, whether it's in a community, in a family, on the job. But it's Spirit is saying it's happening for a good reason. Someone is in a connection that's unhealthy. I'll just say that. Okay. And so there's no need to hang on, to a situation that's, it's just not healthy for you, trying to balance out two people. Eventually, one of these people was going to have to make a choice. And Spirit is saying, whatever you do in the dark, which we've always heard, comes to light. So one of these people eventually, Spirit is saying, was going to have to reveal what they were doing, whether this person ended up pregnant or not, whether they were going to continue having this affair. Spirit is saying either way, it was going to be revealed. And whatever any of us do in the dark will always be revealed. So, yes. Sometimes there are people who can have affairs and live double lives and go many years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe 20 years. It all depends on the person and other circumstances. But eventually it will be revealed. But I'm picking up the fact that this gossip is out here. It's going to help their spouse leave and not look back kind of energy. Instead of oh, I forgive you, break up, make up. No, this person is going to they're going to be in agreement, to separate. Hmm. Yeah. And so the next card we have here is the Seven of Wands. So there's a lot of judgment that's taking place, and this person is very unhappy. If this isn't someone who's a supervisor or a manager or a CEO, this could be someone who's just well respected in their family, in their community, and they're ashamed of what's been going on. They're ashamed of having their information revealed. So they're in the energy of, trying to reestablish themselves, get their power back. This person could go MIA, go into hiding, meaning not wanting to be bothered with the judgment, okay, and having to constantly explain to people of what happened or why they chose to have this affair, okay? This person could also, or if this is your energy, you could have somebody, if this is you having the affair collective, you could have someone coming after you regarding you having this affair with their spouse. Their living spouse may want to question you, or you may be experiencing someone calling, playing on your phone kind of energy. People riding past your home, riding past your job. You could be someone experiencing a lot of weird, odd energy. This is the person whom you were having the affair with. If this is not your energy, whoever this reading or story goes to, their living spouse wants to see you, or I don't know, they may want to fight you, but there's a lot of energy. You're in defense mode right now that you're fighting off. Not only their spouse, but also the judgment of others. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. This person may want to question you because this could be someone that you know. You could be friends with, your lover's spouse, and maybe they want to question you. For some of you, I thought we were friends. You've been to my house a time or two. I can't believe you were, you decided to have an affair with my husband, my wife, or, my spouse, my lover. So for some of you, not all of you, they may want to question you. They may want to meet up with you for that. They may want to be confrontational, be careful, but they are in shock and they want to know, why would you do it? It's something about they want to see you face to face. They want to ask you, something about you have been in their home before, or maybe you've double dated with them before. you and your spouse and them and their spouse go out on a double date. Maybe you've been to their home. Maybe they've invited you to dinner. Okay. They feel betrayed. With the Hierophant energy, they thought that they could trust you. Okay, they thought that they could trust you. Their spouse, for some of you, not for all of you. Okay, those of you who know you were in contact with your lover's spouse, or maybe you went to their home for dinner. Maybe you received some invites or invitation before in the past. Okay, I'm picking up something about someone even being a guest at someone's child graduation. One of someone's child graduated and you were at their children's graduation. Yeah, they considered you with the Hierophant energy to be someone that they could trust. So it's kind of heartbreaking and devastating for them. They never thought that you would betray them. They thought that they could trust you. This person is very emotional. I'm picking up someone very sad and they're just devastated. They thought that you were happy in your own personal life. They thought and assumed that you were happy in your own personal life. Yes, I'm picking up the energy clearly that you've double dated with this person before. You've been to their home. You've interacted with this couple before. They feel it's only fair with justice here that you talk to them face to face. Now I'm hearing woman to woman. Have you ever been in love? Then you would know how I feel. Woman to woman. Okay, we sing it on key, off key, but that's the song that comes up. Okay, yeah, but this person is blazing. They feel it's only justice. Like, I really want to see you. I want to talk to you. I want to know, why would you betray me? Why would you betray my trust? Okay. And even if this isn't someone that you and your spouse have double dated with, but this is someone's spouse who you had an affair with, they would like to front you off and see you as well. Be careful with agreeing to meet up with people. Be careful with being caught off guard. I'm not projecting fear, but it's coming up. Be careful, because someone is very PO that you've been messing with their man or their woman, honey. They are fired up. This person could be indulging heavy into vices, and be on that energy of being intoxicated and want to reach out to you, under the wrong influence. Be careful with that. They're sitting and wondering, how will they move on? How will they move forward? And there could be children involved. So this could be something they have to explain to their children as well. Mom and dad is going through a separation. They can have small children. I'm picking up one teenager and maybe a toddler, maybe someone from the age, a kid from the age from 10 to 13, and maybe a 17-year-old as well, something like that. Okay. But someone went to someone's child graduation, they invited you, or graduation party, you showed up in support with a gift, you and your spouse. So you may be stressed out and overwhelmed about this gossip being out, but they are as well. This is changing everyone's world, okay? You may be connected to some kind of organization, a church, a group, a family, or a community that is very judgmental. And the kind of people you're attached to. They survive and thrive off of reputation. It's very important. They take it very seriously. They survive and thrive, and there's something about profiting off of your reputation. It's something about when you interact or do business for one of you, either you or the other person you were involved with. Someone's connected to a community or people that is linked to your career or your lifestyle. There's something that you do that requires you to have certain connections with certain people. Okay, I'm trying to hold on. There is something that you are, there's a group of people that you are connected to that's tied to your career. You could be a lawyer, a prosecutor, a judge. You could be a doctor. You could be a teacher. You are connected to some kind of group of organization, but reputation does matter. It's very critical. It's a serious thing, and it can affect your networking ability. So this is not just only an affair and a possible child. This is also something that is devastating because it is changing your world or the other person's family dynamic as well as their finances. I'm picking up because of these actions. Okay. But with the Ten of Wands here, there's one of you that is glad that it is revealed. Someone was getting kind of tired of maybe sneaking up to meet up, beat up, and eat up, or maybe someone was getting very tired of, I don't know, finding new hotels to creep at or finding more ways to be clever. One of you were becoming extremely stressed, overwhelmed, and burdened. And I'm picking up this is the one who's connected to some kind of secret society or some kind of organization, something that requires you to maintain a particular preference when it comes to your reputation, because it can affect your network abilities and qualities and your ability to thrive and grow in your career. Something linked to your career, your job. You could be a politician. You could be a council member. Oh, this is odd. It's something about relationships. Relationships are very important. But one of you were very heavily burdened and was ready and glad and thankful that it's out. Like both parties may be embarrassed. Both families will endure some pain, separation and a lot of sadness. But one of you are very relieved, like, whew, I don't have to carry that burden no more. It's like a relief. And for one of you, this affair, it was fun creeping, but it was very scary every time they would connect with you. So there could have been one of you who continued to connect, and this is the person who's established to high profile people who could have been consistent with meeting up with you and seeing you. Maybe they were afraid you were going to try to blackmail them or threaten them or. So they continue to meet up with you out of fear, but for a long time, they were pondering and trying to figure out how to end this affair, this meetup thing. I'm picking up, it was nothing but meeting up in sexual encounters. That is the message, collective. It was nothing but meeting up and being intimate. I'm seeing someone looking for different hotels, where you can't be seen or people won't know you, and hiding out and meeting at parks. And yeah, meet me down the street kind of energy. Wear a hat, wear glasses, don't drive that car. Who's going to use their ID? Yeah. Don't use your credit card. Pay cash. A high profile lifestyle, world renowned, hood renowned. You can have a job working with the community, or you're working on being elected to some kind of board or some kind of chairman, some kind of position you're looking to be elected or voted for. This could be in a community, a city, a state, a church, or organization. Yeah, you became stressed and overwhelmed, with finding strategic ways, to stay out of the light, to, make sure you don't get caught. You're relieved. You're like, oh, and I feel like, oh, like a relaxation. There's a relaxation energy, like a calmness, like, look, I know they're going to talk mess, but so what? I ain't got to hold that no more. Straight up, like, I know they gonna gossip. I know this don't look nice, but guess what? Got that one over with. Okay. Yeah, now you can move forward to being at peace again. So this affair could have made you very nervous pertaining to your future plans that you have for yourself. It made you feel that way, very stressful and burdened, hiding all this in the shadows and this affair, the judgment, the ridicule, how people will look at you, how people will perceive you. There's something that you do or you're planning to do where people have to trust you. You have to win people's liking of you. You could be someone who does public speaking as well. You could also be someone who's an author, or you're working on a book. You could be a counselor as well. You could be working for some kind of college or university. You could be having an affair with someone or had an affair with someone that works at the school that you work at. Maybe you're concerned about it getting out. What's going to happen? Will you be terminated? Family and friends know about it. You want to know who at the job knows about it. That's for somebody, okay? Picking up college energy, like a dean or something, a counselor, a dean, an administrator. Right now, you're pretty much pondering and weighing your options, making sure your next move is your best move when it comes to protecting your future and your finances. You're focused on your future and your finances. You're someone, you're like, it is what it is. What I done was wrong, but it is what it is. It's out in the open. But how do I protect my future and my finances? That's what I'm picking up. You like, let me make sure I protect my bag and protect my career. So what? Because people are going to have opinions. Yes, I did it. You're taking accountability. You're not being nonchalant about it, but you're like, it is what it is. They're going to pass judgment. Let them. This too will pass. I heard that. I like that energy. I do. It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, you're like, this too will pass. I will get back to my life. This may cause you to maybe be more faithful. This may change you. The situation, this may really put you in a position where you're less likely to, cheat on your spouse moving forward. Because I'm picking up, you're very glad it's over, whoever you are, male or female. It was fun while it lasted, but it was nothing but a sexual encounter, nothing more, nothing less. And you're about your business. You're like, okay, how I'm going to move forward, and let's make sure we keep the money going, the support going. Let them talk. Yeah. I'm going to go in this direction. Okay, I got supporters over here. Okay, I got property over here. Okay, very business oriented. It's not you being arrogant. That's not what I'm saying. You're taking accountability, but you're like, it is what it is. And you're like, look, if I have to take an L, I have to take an L. But I'm focused on how to keep going, how to keep the wheel oiled, keep things in motion. Yeah. Because there's nothing you can do about judgment. There's nothing you can do about judgment. Okay. And so the Eight of Wands here, and so this Eight of Wands here is representing Possibly someone receiving that news that someone wants a divorce. It may come out of nowhere. This could be your energy or the other person's energy, your lover's energy. They may inform you that they're getting a divorce because of what happened. Like, what's going on with your relationship? My husband leaving me or my wife's leaving me. You might be like, oh, we cool over here. That's the real, y'all. You might be like, we cool over here. But you may receive that. They may reach out to you and let you know that, this ruined my life as well. You're not the only one suffering kind of energy. This person may reach out in a rage, You may tell them not to contact you anymore because it's over. You're done. Ten of Swords, you're done. It's a wrap. Change your name to Saram because it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. You're like this. No. It's we're done now. We're done now. We're no longer connected, darling. We're no longer sneaking and creeping. What we done was wrong. If you are, pray go. If it's mine, I'll be there. Other than that, I'm moving on. Okay, don't reach out to me. I'll reach out to you. Call me when you need a DNA test. And that's what I'm picking up. That's why I'm speaking that way. You're like, we have no chains. There is no, it was sexual and we made a mistake and we were wrong. So let's not pretend like we are connected when in reality, the connection we have or had was built off of lustful desire, false intentions. You're being very accountable and straightforward. I like that. You're taking accountability. You're not hiding anything. You're just, it is what it is. Say, let the weather change. Let the wind blow, huh? Like, let the wind blow. People may try to question you and engage you in some kind of gossip, but I see you being very courageous and very intelligent and not being nasty, but yeah, it's true. Nice to see you too. All right, well, maybe we'll go play golf next week. All right, give me a call. Come by the house kind of energy. So people may try to pull you into gossip or make things more messier, but I see you handling people with a long handle spoon. Okay, you're very smart. You're intellectually prepared for the shenanigans. You're prepared. And look at the demeanor on this person's face. You don't say. You're that happy, huh? You're that happy and everyone knows what happened? You're not embarrassed in anything? Look at the smirk on his face like, you're just like, la, 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 la. Yes, I'm taking my puppy for a walk. You want to walk with us? You need some water? There's people or someone watching. They can't believe how calm you are. They can't believe it, collective. They're shocked. They're expecting you to be Three of Swords here. They're expecting you to be, oh no, I can't believe this is happening. We live in a world where people, they get kicks and giggles out of seeing people emotionally disheveled. When they see someone in a stage or a phase of weakness, or you're timid or you're in fear, there are people who get a rise out of that. And you're not showing that you're in that energy. And so it's shocking people. It has people wondering. And there could be people even chattering, wow, I can't believe, the collective is not devastated. And they're not lying about anything. It's like anything you ask them, they're going to be straightforward and honest. Like, I've never seen nothing like this. They're waiting to go down a rabbit hole and, with some kind of extra information, and there is none. You're like, yes, it happened. It was wrong. Okay. I told him, call me when it's time for DNA. I'll be there to do what I have to do. Okay. All right. You're like business only. Let's not, I'm not going to give you access to my life as if we are a unit. And it sounds cold and malicious, but this read is for someone very specific. You let this person know, okay, you're going through a divorce. Okay, sorry that's happening to you, but we both were wrong. Let's not pretend like we had something official. Only reach out if it's about the child or it's something very urgent. Okay. All right. So you're really shutting that part down. Okay. So possibly your spouse or your husband or wife, if you're married or not, or whatever your situation is, has chosen to forgive you and move past this. Okay. And so, the other person could feel alone and it's not fair, but someone could be expecting, or it may not be a baby involved at all. But I picked that up at the beginning, though. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. There could be some bitterness as well. As I look at this Three of Swords card here, because while you and your spouse or mate is moving forward, and your ex-lover is going through a divorce, and possibly for some of you could be expecting a child, this person, that's a glue in their hand, they're trying to glue this item back together, and that is symbolic for trying to put their lives back together, but it's feeling like things are falling apart the more they try to hold it together. So this person felt, they were under the impression that they could have this affair, and that if they were to get caught, they thought that they would be forgiven also. But it turned out to be opposite. So there may be a little bitterness coming from this person. Okay, there are other people talking and chattering about what has taken place with you having this affair. But you may get some hate from this ex-lover here. When they see you have moved on forward, you're no longer contacting them, you're not meeting up in y'all special spot like you used to. Yeah, they're going to feel like they're being left out of the loop. Hmm. This person may start to indulge in, a lot of drinking, excessive drinking. Okay. You may hear about this from someone that you know. But I see you moving forward. You don't want to send any confusion. When you say you're through with somebody for any reason, you have to sever ties and never look back or interact with that person or those people. Because the one moment that you do for any reason, it makes a person psychologically feel or think that you are giving them access to their life again. It makes them feel or think you're giving them the yes signal that you want to be involved with them. Okay. And so you're making sure that by not communicating with them, unless it's regarding, if for those who are expecting a child, maybe a DNA test or something going on with the child or something extremely urgent, not to reach out to you. You're trying to move forward and be respectful of the relationship that you are in. Okay. And as well as your future plans. Because I picked up someone, could be a politician or something, or running for office. Something about your image and your reputation you have to protect. It's very important. And you don't want people having things on you, while you're enjoying your moment, male or female, of being celebrated and honored and receiving accolades, and people pulling up videos, or doing a documentary on you, no Diddy, while you're enjoying your life. We have the Ace of Pentacles here. So, yeah, you're moving forward towards progress. You're working on forgiveness and healing, but you're taking full accountability. You're not lying or hiding anything. So anything that your spouse wants to know or ask you, if it's counseling, you're okay, you concur. You're like, yes, we can go to counseling. I concur with that. Okay. If they want to ask questions about why, you're answering. Who is she? Okay, I'll tell you. How many times? Okay, I'll tell you. Anything else? You are taking full accountability. You're ready to move past it, okay? And this portal doorway is open with a pinnacle here. It's not about right and wrong. It's about how we experience what we endure in life. It's not about the negative, the positive. Life will happen for all of us in life. We all have been involved in things that we may not be proud of. But this portal is open for you with a pinnacle. That is protection, that is feminine energy as well, that is also transformation. And you're given access and being granted access to move forward because it's how you are responding to what has occurred. You're not lying, you're not running from anything, you're taking full accountability on both ends with your current spouse as well as the ex lover, okay? And even when total strangers whom we know it's none of their business ask, you're like, yes, that happened. And you? Okay, we're not going to talk about this all day. Okay, what you going to have for dinner, lady? What you going to have for dinner? What you doing next week? Let's change the subject, okay? So it's how you're handling it. Things are moving forward for you. This is very different and unique. Now, I've picked up on some cheating energy, but I've never picked up on nothing like this. Ooh, ooh. You're moving forward after the affair. And you still have your spouse. Wow. You're moving forward. So things are working out in your favor, in your career, in your finances. If you're looking to be elected for anything, it looks like that's going to pan out well. Okay, things are moving forward for you. So it looks like, the judgment that you were concerned about people, they're gonna let that fall to the side. Everyone makes mistakes in life, okay? It's a part of growth and development. That's why we're here to learn. But the way that you handled this situation, the way that you handle it, you didn't like it at first. You didn't like it at first. Let me put this 10 in the middle. You didn't like it at first, but you adjusted. It's like you said, okay, I got to get through this. And in order for me to get through this, I got to take accountability. I got to be honest. And whatever heat come my way, I'm going to take the L, and move on through. And that's why access is being granted to you. That's why this is here. That's why this is here. It's not what we experience. It's about how we respond to what we experience, collective. That is true. That is not just a Buddhist quote. That is so true. It's how you respond. It's how you react. It will magnify and trigger the next step in your life. And that applies to all areas of our life. Doesn't matter who you are. It's how you respond. What your next move is. Are you smarter than a sixth grader? Sixth grader. Okay, you're supposed to be fifth grader. Are you smarter than a sixth grader? Okay. Or a fifth grader. So Spirit is saying, be wise. The message is be wise in what I just said. Be wise. Whenever you're in a situation you feel it may be embarrassing, devastating, painful, humiliating, be still. Don't panic. Take accountability. Deal with it. It will pass. It will pass. It's like the weather. It's always changing. Okay? But you will be able to get back to your original state of being. It is life. It is life. So not only in this reading, I'm picking up an affair and someone taking accountability and overcoming it and in pregnancy. I'm also picking up there are some people who are dealing with some situations they may feel embarrassed about or humiliated about. You have to let it pass and not internalize your emotions so much to the point where you're in a negative space and place, taking pity on yourself. It is what it is. Let it be, stand on it and face it right in the face. You don't have to be confrontational. You don't have to be aggressive with anyone. Just let things fall into its own place, rightfully so. Okay? Take time to go within so that you can be enlightened. Take time to be still. We're always on the move. We're always moving about. We're always in motion, doing this, doing that, caring for ourselves, our families, our jobs. We're doing so much. We need to take time to be still, to receive the enlightenment. Love is everywhere, okay? Pharaoh Sanders. Love is everywhere. Okay? So whenever you are in a situation that you may feel like you are embarrassed of, there's no need to be embarrassed. Everyone in life goes through life in situations that they may feel is not easy, uncomfortable, embarrassing. You're not the first, you won't be the last, okay? It's not a punishment. Spirit is saying stop internalizing each event like you're being punished. You're not being punished. We're here to learn and grow, collective. It's not punishment. Be courageous and have the courage to move forward in life. Now that's a lot of courage. She's not worried about her bloom blooms being shown. She don't care if she got hearts of flowers on her bloom blooms. Look at the bird is there. That is spirit. That is source. That could be a spirit totem. That could be an ancestor. I got your back. She's trusting the process. I'm going to hold on to this umbrella. I'm going to trust this bird because I got the bloom blooms on. Even if I had the thong thong on, I still don't want my rump to be in the air. Whee! The Fool card is the card of courage. One must be courageous and trust and know. Trouble don't last always. The learning and growing is persistent and consistent as it's supposed to be. There are times where you have to be still and just simply let things be. But allow your magic to work for you. Keep moving forward. Remain optimistic about your present as well as your future. Later.